I love drugstore makeup. I love all makeup. I think you guys know that by now. I came across this list on Good Housekeeping. 40 amazing drugstore beauty finds under $30. This is a pretty recent list. Well, recent enough. It's from last November, so maybe not that recent. It's about a year ago. But I was kind of scrolling through it and I came across a lot of things that I've tried that I thought, oh, why don't we go through this list real fast, like bullet point by bullet point. And I want this to be as much about your feedback as it is about my reviews. So I thought this could be like girlfriends reviewing makeup together kind of thing. So what I'd love for you guys to do is down in the comments, just let us know your thoughts on any of these products that you've used, and we can maybe collectively get an idea on whether these are really the best products under $30 available from the drugstore. I was really happy to see the first thing on this list is something that I use all the time and actually really love and just repurchased. This is the CeraVe Hydrating Cleanser for normal. This one's for normal to dry skin. I use the normal to oily skin one. And I really love it. Now, I've said for a long time, I'd rather invest my money in skincare than cleansers because I just don't see the need to spend $40+ on a cleanser when you're just, you know, it's just on your face for a minute and you're washing it right off. I'd like to invest my money more into moisturizers. So, but that being said, from the drugstore, I think this is like as good as many of the more higher end cleansers that I've tried in the past. So I fully am on board with this now. I just used up an entire bottle and just repurchased it. If you've tried the dry one, if you have dry skin, let us know. The next one here is the Neutrogena. They have the oil-free makeup remover cleansing wipes. I actually use the purpley blue package one. They love this and I really love the purpley one. I think it's really good. I don't often use makeup wipes for my face, but I do sometimes. Normally I just use them for swatches. I like how much product is in that. I think it's one of the cheaper ones from the drugstore and I never feel like my skin is dried out when I use it. Next is a product that I also really love. This is the Simple Micellar Water. I think this is one of the first micellar waters to really make micellar waters popular. I've said before, every time I review this, I look forward to using this on my face. It's like one of those things that feels like a luxury, feels like a spa, but really it costs so little. It just makes my skin feel clean, but hydrated. It feels so good. It feels like, you know, when you just take the day off, that's what it feels like. Next thing, I used to use this years ago before I really got into sunscreen, but I knew that I needed sunscreen and I used to use this every day. This is the Aveeno Positively Radiant Daily Moisturizer with Sunscreen SPF 30. So I used this all throughout my 20s before I really was into beauty products at all. But like I said, I knew at the base level that I should at least moisturize my skin and put on an SPF, and that's what I did every day. I never really reapplied it, but I would put it on in the morning and every day it was part of my daily routine, and I used that. I repurchased it over and over. I really liked it. It's something I could actually see myself going back to because high-end SPFs can be good, but you know, there's nothing wrong with something a lot cheaper just to get that SPF in your life, you know what I'm saying? Okay, next is something I've never tried before. This is the Rock Retinol Correction Deep Wrinkle Serum. Now, this is the kind of thing where I get into, is this really going to work? So I'd love to know from you guys, does this work? Because drugstore retinol products, I just don't know. Like, I just don't know if I trust it. I definitely trust higher end retinol products to do what they say they're going to do. So I don't know why it is like I have that skepticism of drugstore retinol products. But let me know if you've used that. How does it work for you? And same thing with drugstore eye products. I don't normally go for them because I just don't think they're going to work that well. It could be total bias on my end. But this is the Vichy Aqua Lea Thermal Awakening Eye Balm, which sounds nice. All those words sound good. Like they give me hope, but I don't know, man. Have any of you tried this? It says this eye cream may seem like a splurge compared to other drugstore products, but it holds its own against much more expensive competitors in beauty boutiques. The hydration and smoothing effect it provides makes a noticeable difference in how awake I look, says Robin, whoever she is. Probably somebody involved in this article writing. Okay, next is this. Now, I know if you guys went to high school in the 90s, you used this, the original, the apricot scrub from St. Ives. I did. But this one It is the apricot oil scrub. So this is a new product, I guess. The apricot scrub got a really bad rap after a while for being overly harsh and actually doing the opposite of what it was supposed to do, which is actually like breaking your skin apart and irritating it and being way too harsh. So they have reformulated, redone it into this apricot oil scrub, and I love body oils. So this to me, I'm going like, that actually looks really good. I didn't even know it was a thing. So for the last year it's been out and I didn't know. Next is actually, I'm wearing this today. This is the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Eraser for dark circles, the concealer. And I think this has been a very popular drugstore beauty product for a very, very, very long time. I love it. I went through an entire tube a couple of years ago, repurchased it a few months ago just to kind of like reevaluate it, and I have been really enjoying it a lot. I think it really covers up pretty well. I mean, for somebody that has very dark circles, it does a decent job. I like how creamy it is. It blends out really nicely. So that's a big favorite from the drugstore for me. Next is this. I've never tried this. This is the L'Oreal Paris Visible Lift Serum Absolute Concealer. Anytime that I see these type of concealers that have the pen type, anytime I've tried one, they have been the sheerest, lowest coverage concealers that I've ever tried. Now, obviously I haven't tried this product, so I could be speaking out of turn. But it even says down here in the description, it's super light but covers well. So you need less product to get the job done. I just don't know, man. I just don't know. So if you've tried that, let me know because I would love to. This is the L'Oreal True Match Super Blendable Makeup. This is, I think, a classic from the drugstore. I don't remember if I ever tried this one. I know I tried one of the ones from L'Oreal, but I don't think it was in this bottle. So I know very dewy people, or sorry, very dry people always say they love this for being dewy on their skin. And you know I'm the opposite. So I've never really gone out of my way to evaluate it because I'm so oily that I don't think it would work for me. But if you're dry and you love it, let your other dry friends down below know. That sounds so bad, but it's not. Like, let your dry friends know. Let your oily friends know, you know? Okay, next, another really, really good product. This is the Coty Airspun Loose Face Powder. I use this a lot. I've used it a lot on my channel over the years. It is so good for especially setting concealer under the eye. Today I'm using the Laura Mercier Translucent, but I feel like for a drugstore dupe for the Laura Mercier, this is the closest you're ever gonna get. And even like I haven't even found a lot of high-end dupes for the Laura Mercier. This I think is the closest, and I actually think the Maybelline, the new Maybelline Loose Face Powder is also really good for under the eye too. So if you don't want to invest or splurge on the Laura Mercier, but you still want that smooth under eye and that brightening under eye, I think the Coty one is really, 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 really good. So this one is a product that I can't even get in Canada because it's Flower Beauty. As far as I know, they are completely gone from all Walmarts and anywhere else in Canada. But it's the Flower Glisten Up Highlighter Chubby. I have never enjoyed chubby highlighters. I know Clinique did one and I tried that and I was just like, eh. I'm not into that, I don't know, that stick highlighter type of product. It's not for me. The closest I've come is like liquid highlighters, like something like this, which is what I'm wearing today. And I do like liquid highlighters, but I've never liked the chubby stick one. So if you guys have tried this, let us know if it's any good. Next is the L'Oreal True Match Super Blendable Blush. I have owned one of these in the past. It was not a good color for me. It was like a weird peachy color that didn't really look good on me. So I did declutter that, but I thought the formula was decent. It was blendable and it was pigmented enough, not overly. So I know this is a pretty popular product with a lot of people. Next is something that I actually have never tried, but it reminds me of the Clinique one. This is the Neutrogena Moisture Smooth Color Stick. So it's a lipstick, but I believe it's one of those sheer kind of balmy types. I would like to try that, but again, no Neutrogena makeup in Canada. By the way, do you like my necklace? This is from Forever 21. So is this sweater, which I am in love with. I think it's so cute. Sorry, aside. All right, next is the NYX Liquid Suede Lipsticks. These were a huge craze 1 to 2 years ago, and I remember buying one and not loving it. But then again, I'm not the best to come to for recommendations for liquid lipsticks because I hate dry formulas on my lips. I hate them. I hate them. And this is definitely the kind that fully dries down and does not transfer and is that very liquidy pigment, like that straight up very liquidy lipstick, not moussey at all. And it's not my favorite type of formula, but I know a lot of people that have loved that. And I do like the shades it comes in. I think it comes in a lot of nice shades. Okay, well this is kind of weird because this says Revlon Color Stay Soft and Smooth Lip Color, but it's a picture of a Milani lipstick. Let's just move on. Okay, here's where we're gonna have a problem. This is the Maybelline The Blush Nudes palette. I, in general, hate Maybelline eyeshadows. I think they're garbage. I know that sounds a little harsh, but, and CoverGirl too. I hate them. I hate them. I've tried many, and not only do I find them dry and kind of like very lacking in pigment and just not smooth, not fun to apply. Like, it's always a chore to apply CoverGirl and Maybelline eyeshadows for me. I also find like the color selection not that fun, not that great, and they always get muddy. This is my biggest complaint. This is why I call them garbage, because by the end of the day, you can't see what you did. Like, it's all one note. It all fades into itself. It all goes away. It just like fades. I've never really had creasing issues, but then again, I don't really have creasing issues with a lot of things. I just hate Maybelline eyeshadows, and I know there were many, many, many people that reviewed these palettes in particular. This one, I think there was another black one that said they were not good. So this I have an issue with. Again, this is all about your feedback too. Let us know down in the comments below how you feel about Maybelline eyeshadows and these ones in particular. Next is the Revlon Illuminance Cream eyeshadows. It says if your lids tend to get oily, this is your perfect palette. These set especially well so they don't move around the way other cream eyeshadows can. I don't know, man. I feel like if your eyes are oily, cream eyeshadow is the last thing you want to put on them. But maybe these are good. I have not tried them. I haven't even really heard of them. Next is the Pixi by Petra Endless Silky Eye Pen. I have not tried these. But I have heard good things about them and I would like to try them. I think that looks, especially that color, that purpley tone. I love purple eyeliners. That looks really, really nice. Okay, next is the Revlon Photo Ready Pore Reducing Primer. Wow. This is a product I've never heard of before, and that sounds really good. I feel like in general, Revlon is a brand that I pass by so easily in the drugstore. They make one of my favorite foundations, the Insta Filter, but in general, for everything else, I just walk past. But Pore Reducing Primer sounds very promising, and I feel like that's something I would really like to try. It says that it's extremely skin blurring. Let me know if you would like to see me review this on my channel, and if you have tried it, is it really that good? This is the Maybelline New York Eye Studio Lasting Drama Gel Eyeliner. I've heard for years how great this is. I'm not a big pot eyeliner person. I tried a few here and there. I might have even tried this one at one point in time years ago, but I just gave up on gel eyeliners in a pot. I know that it's some people's preference, and the people that do have that preference, I've heard many of them say this is awesome. So if you like this type of product, then I say go for it based on that feedback. But yeah, I'm all about the pens and brushes, not the pots. Next is CoverGirl Lash Blast Volume Mascara. I have not tried this orange one. I've tried the green one, which I can't remember what it does. I'll put it down here. But I remember I used to love that years ago. I used to think it was really good, especially for on the lower lash line. I should really try it again. I feel like that one is one of those that I've forgotten about from my old loves, and I should bring it back because I remember really loving it on the lower lash line, and I'm sure it would be a lot cheaper than me using this all the time. This is the one that I use on my lower lash line from MAC because that one doesn't transfer, but that's like 20 bucks. So if I can find one that is as good from the drugstore, I should probably get on that, don't you think? Okay, next is this. This is Maybelline Lash Discovery Waterproof Mascara. I've never even heard of this product. Have any of you? It looks like it has that brush. Can you see that? That really thin brush that would probably also be really good for the lower lash line. If I could find that, I would definitely try it out because that looks really cool. If it's waterproof for the lower lashes, that would be awesome. And also that type of brush getting in there would be great. Okay, here's another brand that we can't really get in Canada, so I've never tried this. But this is the Soap and Glory Arc de Triomphe, or Arc de Triomphe. That's in Paris, right? Eyebrow shaper and highlight. So it's a double-sided eyebrow and highlighter pencil. This is the kind of product that I wouldn't use anyway. I don't like the kind of eyebrow pencils you have to sharpen, and I also never highlight my brow with a pencil type product. So I would never use this, but if it's something that you like, let us know down in the comments. Next is the L'Oreal Paris Brow Stylist Plumper. I don't like this at all. I love their eyebrow pencil from this line, but I don't like this. Every time that I used this, the product would come out in gobs, and it was so messy, and it was just always way too much product on the wand and coming out and in. As a brow gel, it was fine, but I don't know why they have the word plumper in there, because it didn't do anything to my eyebrows to make them look bigger. This is the e.l.f. Makeup Mist and Set with aloe, green tea, cucumber, vitamin A, C, and E. That sounds really great. With e.l.f., they're one of those brands that I just don't know if they're BSing me. Do you know what I mean? Because I know that sounds so bad. Like, I love e.l.f., but how can they do those wonderful sounding ingredients in a $3 product? That's where I go, I just don't know. I just don't know if I trust it, because green tea, aloe, cucumber, vitamin A, C, and E, like, are all those ingredients cheap enough to fit enough of them to do something good to your face in a $3 product? I don't know. This is the Dove Sensitive Skin Body Wash with Nutrium Moisture. Now, I have Dove body washes. They just don't come in a pump product like this, and I think they are really good. I tend to like my body washes to be all about scent though, so I tend to get them from places like the Body Shop or Bath & Body Works and that kind of thing. So I don't love using these just because I haven't found scents from Dove that I think are incredible, but I do think that they are very moisturizing and they do work really well. Next is just Vaseline Petroleum Jelly. I don't use this anywhere in my makeup routine. Do any of you? I would love to know if you do, because I don't use it for anything, but I know it's one of those products that has been around for decades and decades. This is the Eucerin Plus Intensive Repair Hand Cream. I don't think this is the one I use, unless it's different packaging, but I think they do really good like moisturizing body products. This, I've never heard of this brand, Lactin Moisturizing Body Lotion. Have any of you guys heard of this? This is $17, so for a drugstore product, that's kind of expensive. Relieves rough, dry skin, gently exfoliates, intensely hydrates. It's an alpha hydroxy therapy body lotion. So it says it's an anti-aging body lotion. It's lactic acid concentration, which is the former prescription strength, boosts cell turnover, and works well for rough feet. That sounds really good, because working in retail, let me tell you, these feet sometimes can be, yeah, they can sometimes end up looking not so good. You have to pay very close attention to your feet if you want them to look good, if you work on your feet all the time. This is a product I really loved, and I just don't know anymore. This is the Jergens Natural Glow Revitalizing Body Lotion. I used up an entire one of these on my legs, and I loved it. I loved the way it felt. I loved the way it smelled. It was awesome. And then I repurchased it, and the scent was completely different, and I did not like it after that. So I don't know if they completely reformulated it. I would have to smell it again in store to know which version I liked, but I did really love it. I never felt like it really changed the color of my skin, because it's supposed to be a gradual tanning thing. I felt like it might have by like maybe 10%, but nothing outrageous. I've never done anything like this, but I hear it's really good. This is the Sally Hansen Airbrush leg makeup. So this is the kind of thing you would spray on if you just need immediate like color to your legs, if you're gonna like go out and wear a dress and you have no tan type thing. That's not something I usually care about, because I don't show off my legs very often. Okay, this is the Head & Shoulders Dry Scalp Care Shampoo. You know, this is just one of those, thank God it exists for when you need it products, because nobody thinks Head & Shoulders is glamorous, I know, but if you ever come down with a case of dandruff, this, like, it has happened to me throughout the years here and there. It's not something that I suffer with very often, but if I ever notice that I'm starting to get dandruff for some reason, I go get me some Head & Shoulders and it just works. This is a product I've never heard of, but it looks adorably funny. So the Psst Instant Spray Shampoo, Dry Shampoo, you guys, if you've used this, you have to let me know what it does and like how it works. It says it works well not only as a dry shampoo, but also as a post blowout volumizer, especially if you have fine hair. Well then, I've never heard of that product, but it looks great. Judging by the name only. Okay, this is the John Frieda Frizz Ease Dream Curls Curl Perfecting Spray. Again, a product I don't use, never have used. I don't really, like, I don't have curly hair. It's kind of wavy at best. L'Oreal Paris Elnet Satin Hairspray Extra Strong Hold. I know this is one of those products that has, again, existed for decades, and that's why it still lives in the drugstore, because it is good if that's what you're looking for. It's not something I use, but I mean, I know of it because I know that people love it. This is a Clairol Root Touch-Up from Nice and Easy. Restores roots color in 10 minutes. I don't do any type of at-home hair dye anymore, but if this is something that you use, especially I think this is geared more towards people who are trying to cover up gray, let us know if it works really well for you. And again, Clairol Natural Instincts hair dye, not on my radar. Next, the Sally Hansen Color Therapy Nail Polish. I love Sally Hansen nail polish. I've gone to doing gel, what's it called? Biogel with the shellac, so I no longer use this type of thing. But when I did my own nail polish, Sally Hansen was definitely a brand that I went to over and over and over. This is the Gillette Venus Embrace Razor. I don't use these anymore just because I hate how, like, I just hate how expensive the individual razors are. Where I feel like if you're using an exfoliator on your legs before you shave and then you are moisturizing your legs after the shave with something really good like an oil, that you can still get a nice close shave from just other drugstore disposable razors. You don't need like the super duper expensive Venus Embrace. Okay, where did that go? Venus Embrace. Like, this is probably the highest cost razor at the drugstore, and I just don't think it's worth the money. All right, you guys, that was 42 products. I think that we went through those pretty quickly. So please, again, I would love for this to be very interactive, and I will be responding to all of your comments in this video for that very reason. Normally, I try to read as many as I can. Can't always respond, but for this video, I'm gonna be responding, and we're gonna have a nice dialogue down in the comments. So leave your comments on any of these products if you think they're good, bad, ugly, whatever, and if there are any amazing drugstore products that you think need to be on a list like this but weren't, feel free to add those in as well. I love drugstore makeup, but it's something that you really have to kind of like get other people's opinion on, and I think that's what YouTube can be really good for, because you know, so many of us test this type of thing. It's so hard to navigate the drugstore because it's all about shelf space and advertising, but when you can go to a friend you trust and for their opinion, that's where it's at. And so thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being involved in this conversation. If you have not subscribed yet, definitely do that. I'd love to see you around in the future, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. I hope that you're speaking kindly to yourself, especially when you look in the mirror. I love you guys. I will see you in my next video. Bye.